Alright, so Shalom, Yasha Allah, give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wacha, Kodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yasha Allah, Barakatah Yahweh. Going to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and will well, who are overseeing the construction of the tabernacle of David, a more perfect tabernacle. Shalom to the Akim, Va'akwaf, the sincere believers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the hopeful elect, who have been quickened in these last days to bear witness to the word of truth. I'm gonna get might be Galatians 3. Slakia. Let's get. Salakia. I thought I had the starting precept already. And I thought it was... Okay, there we go. I thought it was in Galatians 6. Salakia, I'm gonna start at Galatians 6:1. It says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such in one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. I'm going to read it in. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault. Let's go into the word fault, man.
Strong's G 3900 Paraptoma.
It says to fall beside or near something, a lapse or deviation from truth and uprightness, a sin, a misdeed, man, an offense, a fault, a transgression, man. It's going into to mercy, man, but bearing one another's infirmities, man. Galatians 6:1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, a misdeed, a transgression, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, man. Exhort him, edify him. Let him know where he's going off at, man. Reprove and rebuke, man. Correct, man. Tear down and build him back up. Restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. And that's a big thing, man. That's why the elders, apostle elders of Great Millstone, go into Romans 16 and 17 a lot, man. Because if you don't correct somebody, if you don't tear them down and build them back up, tear down the bullshit and build them back up in the spirit of truth, man, what they're gonna be a stumbling block. That's why you have a lot of these guys out here in Israel, man, who have the brother said a lot, man. A small problem that goes unchecked, it turns into a big problem, man. That's why you have a lot of big problems, a lot of big false prophets in Israel today, man. And not even just in Israel, man, amongst the 2/3 of heathen and the wicked, man, because their wickedness has gone unchecked for so long that they have become fully persuaded in their minds that what they're doing is the actual truth, man. Galatians 6:2, it says, bear ye one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach, which is what, man? Love thy neighbor as thyself, and love the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua with all thy mind, body, heart, and soul, man. And not even also with that, Yahushua said that ye shall know my disciples by the love that they have towards one another, man. When you really love somebody, you're going to tell, hey, man, you're going to tell them the truth. You're going to keep it 100 with them. You're going to let them know when they're messing up. You're going to try to help them do better, man. you're going to be there for them. When they're down, you're going to pick them up. When they're up and they're getting too high and mighty, man, you're going to let them know. You're going to give them that heat check, man. That's important. That's how the body, that's the checks and balances of the body of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. And why, since I brought that up, let me go into it, man. The checks and balances of Yahweh Shem Yahshai.
Checks and balances.
I don't know if it played, but it says checks and balances. It says counterbalancing influence by which an organization or system is regulated, typically those ensuring that a political power is not concentrated in the hands of individuals or groups. And ideally, this is supposed to lead to balance, man. Being balanced, man. Everything working in equilibrium, man. Everything working as it is set up as Yahweh Shem Yahshai has ordained it to be, man. For example, man, here it goes. It says checks and balances. It says a principle of government under which separate branches are empowered to prevent actions by other branches and are induced to share power, man. And that's important because when you think about our government, it's ideally supposed to be what? A body. And that's what we are. We are the body. We are the church of Hamashiach Yahushua, man. And you have different what? The scriptures say there are many offices, man. Brothers do different things, man. Even just on an individual standpoint, man. I got my spirit and I have my flesh, man. My spirit has to always check my flesh, man. My spirit is supposed to what? Prevent actions by the other parts, man. My spirit is supposed to be able to what? Prevent me from going off, man. Through the spirit power Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Prevent the flesh from, doing fleshy things. Prevent my mind from thinking worldly things, man. That's the checks and balances. Other than just me being an individual. But like I said, I'm part of a greater body in this thing, man. The body of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, the church, man, of truth. And there are checks and balances in that, man. That's why what you have order, man. You got the apostles and elders. You got the heads of the counts, man. You got the bishops. You got teachers, prophets, people who are just set up to help. You know what I'm saying? There's checks and balances in this thing. And that's important. It says, and here's the overall point of the lesson, Galatians 6:3. It says, for if a man think himself to be something, if you think you get all high and mighty, man, you start puffing yourself up, man. You know what I'm saying? You try to go into who you are in the reincarnation, try to, you know what I'm saying, exalt yourself above the order of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. When you start feeling yourself, as I say in the world, when you start smelling yourself, or when, the hair starts growing on your nuts, for when a man think himself to be something, when in all actuality, he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. And that's the fall of a lot of people, man. Or fall of a lot of wicked jakes, a lot of wicked heathens, man. When they get all puffed up in their mind, thinking that, hey, man, I can't be touched. Nothing can ever happen to me. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And what? Yahweh Shem Yahshai gives you a heat check, man. He checks and balances you, man. And sometimes it's some people recover from that check and balance, and some people return to the spirit world, man. That's why it's important to what? Just, man, be how Yahweh Shem Yahshai has set you up to be, man. Be comfortable with your position in this truth. Be comfortable with who you are in this truth, man. There's no room for insecurities when it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. Especially amongst the brethren, man. Because this is not a thing of the way Yahweh Shem Yahshai set it up, man. The ministry of prophets is all men. There's no room for insecurities amongst all men, man. Being insecure amongst a brother, being, you know what I'm saying? Although with balance, man, you might confide in a brother about certain things, about, different, you know what I'm saying? Hey, take everything in balance, but being insecure, like, insecure to the point where you feel like you can't come around the brothers because you feel like you're not as a eloquent speaker. You don't know what the scriptures, breakdowns, and all these things. Feeling like you see a brother is bigger than you, or hey, just being insecure, man. Being all tied into the emotions of the world, man. There's no place for that in the ministry of the prophets, man, the church of Yahweh Hashem Shai. So like I said, man, if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. You put yourself in a trick bag. You put yourself in your trick bag when you overdo it, man. When you exalt yourself, man. I wanted to get something.
Strong's G 5100 Tees
Says certain one, sometime, a while, an enclitic indefinite pronoun, some or any person or object, a kind of any man, thing at all, certain thing, diverse, he, every man, one thing, ought, partly, some man, thing, blah 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 blah. Yeah, man. Like I said, man. Going back to the point. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives himself, man. You put yourself in a trick bag, man. You set yourself up for that ultimate fall, because why? The scripture say that what? Knowledge puffeth up, man. That's what happens, man. Especially in this truth, man. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 8:1. 1 Corinthians 8:1, it says, now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth, man. Knowledge puffeth up, man. You think that and that's how it was in the ancient world, man. Men were revered for how much they knew, man. Men were put in these high statuses for being being men of great wisdom, man. And people become prideful, man. It's a lot of people haven't been given that ability by Yahweh Hashem Shai to separate the gift of knowledge from the demon of pride, man. Because hey, man, that goes with a lot of things. With skill comes pride, man. When you become at a certain skill level, you feel like you're better than a person that's not on that skill level, man. When you know more than the next man, you feel like you're better than him because he doesn't know them that much, or he can't understand it, man. And knowledge puffeth up, man. When you get puffed up, man, you start becoming carnal, man. You come out of the spirit and start acting fleshly, start acting as a people in the world act, man. Who what, man? They feel like they're better than the next man because they might have more money, they might have a nicer car, they might have a this, that, and a third. But here's the reality of the situation, man. You're still here in Babylon the Great with me, man. We're especially if you're an Israelite, whether you're the 1/3 or the 2/3, man. We're still all here in captivity in Babylon the Great, man. So you're not no better than me. I'm not no better than you. We're all still slaves. We're all still under the subjection of the heathens, man. We're all still under the curses, man. That's why, like I said, man, knowledge puffeth up. But what? Charity edifies, man. Showing love, man. Showing people how what, man? Yahweh Shemel Shah has taught us to be, man. The examples of righteousness here on earth, man, in these last days and the days that are to come. You gotta understand, man. You like I said, man, insecurities and all the emotions of the world have no place in the ministry of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's only going to hinder you from growth, man. It's gonna hinder you from you know what I'm saying, doing the job, man. Because a lot of these people, these quote unquote Israelite leaders, they get all this quote unquote knowledge, but whether it's based in the truth or based in falsehood, they get this knowledge and feel like they see an Edomite, somebody that might look like have the phenotype of an Edomite, and just automatically think he's an Edomite, man. That's that puffed up, man. You know, you got Jake out here, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, you're going into slavery. Oh man, where are your fringes? You know what I'm saying? Jake wants to make his captivity harder, man. Jake wants to be more oppressed than he has to be, man. That's another thing about Jake, man. Jake can't control his mouth to where he'll let his mouth fuck up the whole situation, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that Coach Carter spirit, man, where he's like, oh, you want to keep talking? 5 more laps. You want to keep talking? 10 more laps, man. Jake just loves being punished, man. And Salaki for getting off topic, but yeah, man. Knowledge puffeth up, man. When you think you're something, man, you start to exalt yourself, man. And what did Yahweh Shema Shai said? abased. Let's get that. Matthew 23, starting at I'm starting at 10. It says, neither be ye called masters. Well, oh, that's juicy, man. Well, you know, get into that on your own time. But Matthew 23 and 10, neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Hamashiach. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. So, man, that's the order of things, man. The checks and balances, man. Hey, what to lead, you must serve, man. The greatest leaders are also the greatest servants, man. In 12, it says, and whosoever, man, take good warning, man. Whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, man. Whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, man. Because what are you, ultimately, let's get into it, man. When you exalt yourself, who are you exalting yourself against, man? You're bucking up against Yahweh Bashim Ashai, man. Everybody has their place in this thing, man. Everybody has their role. Everybody has their order, man. When you exalt yourself, man, you're trying to skip steps. You're trying to elevate yourself to a level that you ain't supposed to be on, man. So what? That goes into that checks and balances, man. When that happens, Yahweh Bashim Ashai got to check your ass, man. He got to balance you out, man. He got to bring you back to where you're supposed to be, man. He got to put that, he got to knock some sense into you so you can understand what's really going on here, man. And that's important, man. Again, man, like I'm saying again, man, be comfortable with your position in the truth, man. Don't feel like just because a next brother has a higher, quote-unquote, status than you have, that you're less importance, man. Or don't think that he's of more importance, man. We're all doing the same thing. We're all working for the same penny, man. And Lord willing, we're all gonna get delivered. So again, man, don't get into that spirit, man, where you just feel like you feel like you get uncomfortable with where you are in the truth, man. Like the gift that you know, like the gift of Yahweh Shema Shai, this faith isn't enough. And ultimately, that's what it kind of comes down to, man. When you see guys just want to run the rat race and, you know what I'm saying, go down a rabbit hole and do the whole, partake in the whole pissing match of this truth, man. It's like kind of you feel like it's not just being in the truth not enough for you. It's being awakened to this knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai. Is that not enough? No, that's just how I think as a man. But again, Matthew 23 and 12, it says, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted, man. That's an important thing, man. The scripture said that the meek shall inherit the earth, man. The humble. The scriptures talk about the humble, man. Being what, man? Let's go into that word humble, man. Slakia.
Strong's G 5013. Tapainao.
It says to make low, bring low, to level, reduce to a plane, man. Being what, man? Just taking the back burner. We're all on the back burner, man. There's nothing wrong. We're all on the back burner. Like the apostle and elder say it all the time, man. We are here to big up Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shema Shai, to herald the coming Yahweh Shema Shai. We're just lowly service, man. Be okay with that. Metaphorically, to bring into a humble condition, reduce to meaner circumstances, to assign to a lower rank or place, to abase. It says to be ranked below others who are honored or rewarded, to humble or abase myself by humble living, to lower depress, of one soul bring down one's pride. Here it goes. It said what? To have a modest opinion of oneself, man. To have a modest opinion of oneself, man. And let's get the word modest.
Modest.
It says, unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities or achievements. It says what here? Of an amount, rate, or level, relatively moderate, limited, or small, man. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. Although we're, it says here, dressing or behaving so as to avoid impropriety, whatever the word, or indecency, especially to avoid attracting sexual attention, man. But, man, it's like, again, man, like I said, man, it's just, man, being able to take the back burner, man, and that's important. So that's, you know, the overall lesson, the overall teaching, man. Just be comfortable with where you are in the truth, man. Hey, if a man think himself to be something when he's nothing at all, he deceives himself, because, man, we are still all an unclean thing, man. Guys get in this truth and feel like they all high and mighty because they're the super Israelite, man, but we're still all an unclean thing, man. Always remember that, man. Always understand that you are dependent on Yahweh Shema Shai, man. So this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. For Yahweh Shema Shai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh Shema Shai shall bring every work into judgment, wherever seek a thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. With that being said, Hallelujah.